Oops, I was muted. Good morning. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing? I'm still trying to get used to this new schedule, guys. Hey, Sapphire. Pink Sugar, good morning. Good morning, Mike. Pink Sugar, your name reminds me of this product that I used to order from Avon. And by the way, if anyone sells Avon, hit me up, send me an email because I'd like to order some Skin So Soft. But anyways, Pink Sugar's name reminds me of this lotion that I used to order from Avon. It was called Pink Sugar, and they had the body wash and everything. Oh my God, it smelled so freaking good. But anyhow, I digress. Oh gosh, how are y'all doing this morning? I've got a daggone toothache at the bottom. One of the teeth that they're supposed to pull on the 22nd. Gosh, I can't wait for that day. Anyways, I took some antibiotics and put some Ambisol on it, but it's been hurting since yesterday. It was hurting last night during my Google Meet. Oh, I can't wait to get these out of my freaking head, y'all. Anyways, I got us some topics to talk about this morning. Do y'all remember the case of Kendrick Johnson? He was a high schooler from Georgia who was found dead, rolled up in a gym mat. He had went behind there to get his sneakers or something and somehow got rolled up into that mat and died of asphyxiation, the coroner said. Well, they have reopened that case. That happened in 2013. They have exhumed his body before. And let me tell you what they found. They found no freaking organs in that young man's body. They found newspapers in his organs place. Isn't that crazy? Hey, Cheryl T, I'm going to read y'all that story in just a minute. But his family thinks that two young men actually killed Kendrick. Let me see, what's their names? Brian and Brandon Bell. And they're actually, their dad is an FBI agent. Now, Kendrick's family claims that Brian, Brandon, and their friend Ryan Hall killed Kendrick. But here's the thing. Allegedly, they weren't even at the school when this took place. Also, we're going to be talking about a man who is on trial in California right now. He killed his wife in 2011, around Christmas Eve or Christmas Day 2011. He propped his wife's dead body up on the couch, put sunglasses on her, told the kids she was drunk while they opened presents. I kid you not. And then we're going to talk about Governor Cuomo, the New York governor. One of his aides has spoke out. They have not released her name, but she claims that he reached his hand up her blouse and groped her at the governor's mansion. She had went there to help him with his cell phone. We're going to read about that. Yes, Sapphire, newspaper was replaced his organs. I'm going to read this to y'all. I always like to read it to y'all because I do leave out details when I'm trying to explain things. And I like for y'all to know all the details. Make sure I get everything right. You know? I'm going to keep saying, you know, just to piss off that troll that got onto me for it. Okay, Kendrick Johnson. Cops reopened 2013 case of high schooler found dead rolled up in gym mat. Look how handsome. Georgia police announced on Tuesday they are reopening the investigation into the 2013 death of a teen boy whose body was found in his high school gymnasium. Let's see if I can say this right. Lowndes County Sheriff Ashley Polk said this week a federal judge approved his request to obtain evidence in the Kendrick Johnson case. Polk claimed he originally made the request in April but was denied. The news outlet reported that evidence released in Johnson's case includes 17 boxes of documents, computer towers, computer drives. Polk said the reopened investigation will involve re-interviews in addition to consulting with other law enforcement agencies to ensure nothing was missed or incorrectly reported during the initial probe. Kendrick Johnson was just 17 when he was found dead in a gym mat at, I think it's called Lawrence High School in January 2013. His parents have repeatedly claimed their son was the victim of foul play and accused officials of partaking in a mass cover up that involves the FBI, local police, and the school district. Johnson's family believes he was murdered by Brian and Brandon Bell, the sons of an FBI agent, and the brother's friend, Ryan Hall. However, video footage shows Brian Bell and Hall elsewhere in the school when Johnson is believed to have died. Brandon Bell was at a wrestling tournament in Macon at the time, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. In May 2013, the sheriff's office deemed Johnson's death an accident after an initial autopsy report suggested he died of positional asphyxia when he tried to retrieve his sneakers from a rolled up mat and became stuck. However, a third autopsy completed in November 2018 disputed officials' findings, concluding Johnson died from non-accidental blunt force trauma. The 2018 autopsy was the second independent autopsy in Johnson's case. In June 2013, Johnson's parents won a bid to have their son examined for a second autopsy and reportedly discovered that every organ from his pelvis to his skull, including his brain, heart, lungs, and liver, was gone and replaced with newspaper. Funeral director Antonio Harrington claimed the 17-year-old's organs were destroyed through the natural process due to the position of his body when he died. He also stated the funeral home never had Johnson's organs, saying they were discarded by the prosecutor before the body was sent back to Valdosta. The allegations regarding the state of Johnson's body are consistent with accusations a witness made in an affidavit filed in August 2017. Johnson's parents presented the document days before they were ordered to pay $300,000 in lawyers' fees to state and local officials named in a wrongful death lawsuit. In the document, the interviewee alleged he was told that Johnson's organs were removed and replaced with newspaper to conceal his actual cause of death. He also said Brian Bell had struck Johnson in the neck with a 45-pound dumbbell during a roid rage episode. Guy must have been on steroids, allegedly. And that someone who witnessed the murder was threatened with violence if they told. According to witnesses, multiple people also conspired to have an hour and a half of the high school surveillance video deleted or corrupted, presumably to make it look like Johnson's killer or killers were not in the gymnasium when he died. Bell's family has repeatedly denied the brothers' involvement in Kendrick Johnson's death. Pauk did not provide a timeline regarding the latest probe. He told WCTV, "We're starting fresh, so it's like a brand new investigation. No predisposed opinions. Can't have that." I'm glad they're looking back into his death. There's something really fishy with this. Do y'all remember that kid they reported missing, and he actually had got stuck like behind the seats of his minivan SUV? Anyways, he became stuck and he died as well. But I'm suspicious of these Bell brothers. What in the crap is their name? Brandon and Brian Bell. Now, they need to bring in fresh eyes. They need to bring in some more FBI agents from a different field that doesn't know these Bell brothers' dad, right? And investigate this all over again. I have never in my life heard of organs being replaced with newspaper. Maybe they do that. Maybe that's a common thing they do at the funeral homes, but I have never heard of it before in my life. Usually, I do know they take the organs out and weigh them and look for any abnormalities on the organs. I do know that. I just think it's really strange. I've just never heard of a case like that where the organs were removed and replaced with newspaper. Prayers for his family. I think it's a bunch of crap that they have to pay $300,000 for lawyers' fees and stuff. Hey, Cindy, morning. Yeah, it's very fishy. That organ removal is weird. Is it me, y'all? We know you are so cute. You make me laugh. Sorry, Cheryl T. I'm trying to be serious. Damn it. Oh, goodness. Let's see. We're going to follow this and see what happens with it. I'm suspicious of those Bell brothers. Evidently, there's a rumor that they were on steroids. I wonder who this witness is that came out and said that he was hit with a dumbbell. It weighed about 45 pounds. Can you imagine being hit in the head with that? Okay, if he got rolled up inside that gym mat and died from positional asphyxia, where did the blunt force trauma come from? Answer me that. Maybe someone hit him in the head and then rolled him up in that mat and he died back there. Maybe they knocked him unconscious. That's what I'm thinking happened. Of course, I'm not a professional and I wasn't there, but it's just a theory. Anyhow, I want to share this story about this weirdo. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something real quick. They have reinstated the third-degree murder charge against Derek Chauvin in the George Floyd slaying. They just reinstated that this morning. Let's just take a look at it real quick before we read about that mom in California. I've not been following this real close because this case is just so controversial. I hate talking about cases like this that are so controversial. It brings a lot of hate and stuff, and I guess it's important to talk about these cases, though, on the other hand, but okay, it says on Thursday, a Minneapolis judge reinstated a third-degree murder charge against the former police officer accused of killing George Floyd. Hennepin County Judge Peter Cahill, is that how you say it? Reintroduced the charge against ex-Minneapolis cop Derek Chauvin Thursday morning, according to the Star Tribune. His decision comes a day after the Minnesota Supreme Court denied Chauvin's attorney's request to review the Court of Appeals ruling that said Cahill was wrong in dismissing third-degree murder charges in November. Derek is also facing second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter charges in connection with Floyd's death. Jury selection in the case began on Tuesday. State prosecutors revisited Derek Chauvin's third-degree murder charge in early February after the Minnesota Court of Appeals upheld ex-Minneapolis cop Mohammed Noor's third-degree murder conviction in Justin Damon's 2017 shooting death. On Friday, the appellate court sided with the prosecutors and ordered the judge to reconsider whether Derek Chauvin will face third-degree murder charges. And he's going to. He is going to. They need to retrain those police officers. Hey, he totally had George Floyd under control from the video that I watched. There was no reason for him to keep his knee on the back of that man's neck. He sat there and killed that man in front of everybody, and he did it to piss off the crowd. That's the reason he kept his knee on the back of his neck. The crowd was getting on to him, filming him and stuff, and you could see he put his hands like in his pocket and continued to lean on that man's neck just to piss off the crowd because they was getting on to him. That's my opinion on it. It's murder. Hey, okay, so George Floyd did resist arrest at first. I watched a video of it, but they got him under control. He was under control. There was no reason to keep his knee on the back of that man's neck. Crap, he stayed on his neck until the ambulance arrived. The EMTs or nobody told him to get off of his neck. So sad. It doesn't matter if this man had counterfeit money on him, if he was under the influence of drugs or not. What this man did is caused him to die. I mean, he basically smothered him to death, choked him to death. Okay. I don't feel no sympathy for him. I'm sorry, but I just don't. I feel sympathy for George Floyd and his family. Okay, I wanted to share that with y'all. Now, this next case is crazy. I can't believe I've never heard of it. So this man killed his wife Christmas Eve, or Christmas Day 2011. They're not sure if it was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but he kills her, props her up on the couch, puts sunglasses on her, tells the kids that she's drunk while they open presents. What a sick son of a bitch. Freaking weirdo. And here's the thing. She was pursuing her dream of being a domestic violence counselor. Mommy ruined Christmas. Daddy props up murdered wife's body on couch with sunglasses. Tells children she's drunk while they open gifts. Look how beautiful she was. So, a California man's currently on trial facing a murder charge. Apparently, he propped up his dead ex-wife during Christmas, told the children she was drunk while they opened the presents. William Wallace is currently on trial for the death of his former wife, 26-year-old Zazelle Preston, who was killed while pursuing her dream of becoming a domestic violence counselor. The incident happened in 2011 at some point between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. According to prosecutors, Wallace physically beat Preston during a Christmas Eve argument when they returned to their Anaheim apartment in the 200 block of Luxor Street after attending a friend's party. Investigators found blood throughout the apartment. The OCR reports, along with the door ripped from the hinges and holes in the wall. Jesus mercy. At the time, Wallace and Preston lived together with their newborn baby and Preston's two daughters, ages 3 and 8. Heather Brown, the senior deputy district attorney in Orange County, told the court that on Christmas Day 2011, Wallace carried his wife's body from the bedroom into the living room, where he propped her up on the couch with sunglasses on. He then allegedly told his children that Preston ruined Christmas by getting intoxicated the night before. Oh my gosh. Mommy ruined Christmas. She got drunk and ruined Christmas, the suspect said, according to the prosecution. The children then opened their presents, unaware their mother was deceased at the time. Later that morning, Wallace contacted 911 and said his wife needed medical assistance. Paramedics arrived at the apartment and found Preston unresponsive. She was rushed to a local hospital where she was pronounced dead. Prosecutors said that Wallace inflicted blunt force trauma on Preston, which ultimately caused her death. How did he cover up the blood from the kids? I mean, she died from blunt force trauma. Evidently, he had beat the hell out of her. He'd ripped the doors off the hinges, those holes in the walls. She probably isolated herself in a room, tried to lock him out, and he ripped the door off the hinges. Wallace maintained his innocence and told investigators that Preston had gotten drunk and fell down on a glass table, which caused a concussion. Wallace admitted he tossed her around a bit and pulled her back into the apartment when she tried to flee. Bless her heart. Wallace's defense attorney argued that Wallace put Preston in a bathtub after she fell, after one of her daughters helped pull the glass out of her skin. Oh my goodness. The attorney added that Preston hit her head while Wallace was moving her to the bathtub, causing further unintentional wounds. Mr. Wallace is being accused of something that is not his fault, Wallace's lawyer, Heather Moorhead, told jurors. You will hear about a relationship that was full of arguing and yelling, but also a lot of love. Let me tell you something, lady. If someone loves you, they don't beat on you. What an idiot. Preston's family reportedly said that Wallace was controlling and demanding towards Preston and had a history of abusing her even during her pregnancy. Preston's relatives said they once found her lying in a fetal position while pregnant in the street after Wallace beat her. Preston enrolled at Cypress College months before her death, and began taking courses on domestic violence, reportedly after being abused herself, family members said. Further, one of Preston's family members told authorities that Wallace called them shortly after the incident and said he was going to end up in the penitentiary. This Christmas story does not have a happy ending, and unfortunately, this is not just a story, it's real life, Brown said. Wallace is facing 25 years to life if convicted on the first-degree murder charge. He remains behind bars on a $1 million bond. The children are now in the care of relatives. Jesus Christ, how many years ago is that been? 2011? Gosh, that has been some time back. This happened before even me and Mark were together. So this is what, about 10 years or more? What's been the holdup on the trial? I wonder. Let me look at the chat for a minute. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Sherry. You listening in? Hey, Vicky. Good morning. Hey, Faithful One. A weekend at Burning. Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of did remind me of that movie, Weekend at Bernie's, where they propped him up dead all weekend. Now, you know, those poor kids have now probably found out that while they were opening gifts, their mother was sitting up dead with sunglasses on. Now, according to that, what I just read, one of the kids, when he carried her to the bathtub, one of the kids came in there and helped pull out glass out of their mom's skin. Oh my goodness. It's so sad. What in the hell is wrong with people? And for that lawyer to get up there and say, oh, they used to argue and fight, but there was a lot of love too. That lady must not know nothing about domestic violence, because men or women that beat on someone, they could not love that person. That is not love. You do not want to inflict pain on people and things that you love. Now, come on now. That's just a stupid statement. If I was on that jury and heard that, I'd rolled my freaking eyes. Do your research, lady, before you start talking about domestic violence in a court of law. For real, that's so stupid. It ran all over me, y'all. Pieces of crap. Okay. So the governor in New York, looks like they're trying to force him to resign. He is being accused of reaching under an aide's blouse and groping her. I'll read y'all this. Let me go back and look at the chat before I move on now. If you missed the Google Meet last night. Oh, yes, I enjoyed the Google Meet last night. And y'all remind me, I want to show y'all my new sloth painting I'm going to be doing. Shout out to Sapphire and a big thank you to her. I was pleasantly surprised yesterday. I opened the mail up and I had 2 sloth diamond paintings in the mail that she had sent me. So now I'm going to be working on a sloth painting instead of the cherry blossoms, but I'll eventually get to the cherry blossoms. But I absolutely love the sloth paintings. I can't wait to get started. Okay, let's see. The diamond painting has helped me so much. I'm grateful that Sapphire got me into that. It's really calmed me down, puts me in a positive mindset. It's relaxing. And I really enjoy it. Okay, so let's talk about Andrew Cuomo. The sexual harassment scandal engulfing Governor Andrew Cuomo escalated Wednesday with the emergence of allegations he reached under a female aide's blouse and groped her while they were alone in a room inside the executive mansion in Albany. The incident allegedly unfolded after the much younger woman was summoned to help the 63-year-old governor fix a problem with his cell phone. The woman told him to stop, the newspaper said. The accusations are the most serious yet against Cuomo, who's previously been hit with claims of sexual harassment and other inappropriate behavior by 5 other women, 4 of whom were his aides at the time. The latest accuser said the incident took place last year after the governor shut the door to a room on the 2nd floor of the governor's heavily guarded official residence. I'd have rung his bell for him. The woman also said it followed frequent flirting with her by Andrew Cuomo. The paper, which said it was withholding the woman's identity, said her account was relayed by a person with direct knowledge of her claims. The woman recounted the alleged incident to at least one female supervisor in the executive chamber on March 3rd. after watching a news conference at which Cuomo claimed, "I never touched anyone inappropriately." Yeah, right. That news conference marked the first time the governor had appeared in public since the multiple allegations against him began to emerge, but at one point at which only 3 accusers had come forward. Como's latest accuser hasn't filed a formal complaint against him, but at least one of her supervisors told a lawyer in Como's office about her allegations on Monday. In response to Wednesday's report, former Como ad Lindsay Boland, whose online essay last month unleashed the torrent of allegations against the governor tweeted, "You need to resign. You need to go," at New York Gov. Como. Boland also demanded that members of the state assembly, including Speaker Carl Hesty, a Democrat in the Bronx, put your big kid pants on and start the process of impeachment. "Victims are not chess pieces for your budget negotiations," she tweeted. "We see you, and you will see us. Do your job." Boland, who is 36, has alleged that Como's harassment of her included unexpectedly kissing her on the lips in his Manhattan office in 2018. Now, is the governor married? I don't know a whole lot about him. I just know a little bit, seeing him on TV. The lawyer for another accuser, former Como aide Charlotte Bennett, 25, called the latest allegations eerily similar to Bennett's earlier alleged experience. Ladies, if anything like this happens to you, I know it's scary, but please try to report it right away, because people, unfortunately, when you wait to report it, there are people that will doubt your stories. Charlotte was summoned to the Capitol on Saturday, left isolated with the governor, and asked to help him with minor technical issues with his phone, lawyer Deborah Katz said in a prepared statement. The governor's sexual harassment, which Charlotte Bennett reported, was buried by his aides and never properly investigated. Because of their enablement, another young woman was left in harm's way. I'd have rung his bell for him. I'd have probably got in trouble for hitting the governor, but he would have had his bell rung for reaching his hand up my damn shirt. Okay. Assemblyman Ron Kim, Democrat Queens, who last month called for Como's impeachment for the cover-up of the death toll of nursing home residents from COVID-19, said, "I am without words. This is now sexual assault." Yeah, it is. It's not like it used to be. If you grab a woman's butt or you grab her breast, that is sexual assault. Okay. As I said yesterday, I have never done anything like this. The details of this report are gut-wrenching, Como said. I'm not going to speak to the specifics of this or any other allegation given the ongoing review, but I am confident in the result of the Attorney General's report. Former acting Manhattan U.S. Attorney June Kim and veteran employment lawyer Ann Clark have been hired to lead an independent investigation of the allegations against the governor. State Attorney General Letitia James said Monday. Governor Cuomo has pledged to cooperate with the probe and urged New Yorkers to withhold judgment pending its findings. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to withhold judgment. I'm going to try to until we see what this investigation turns out. But I'm not calling the women liars. Actually, I believe them. But I'm going to hold out my final opinion on it until after the investigation is completed. Hey, Emmy Lou, good morning. Governor Cuomo, New York Governor Emmy Lou. He's been accused of basically sexual assault of one of his aides. He is single. Okay, Cheryl T. I didn't know if the governor was single or married, but I was sitting there thinking, what in the world is his wife thinking if he's married? Why do these men think they can get by with stuff? I've had this happen to me. And no disrespect against any older gentlemen, because there's some real nice older gentlemen in the world. real gentleman. But I have met some older men that are just plain out perverts when no one is around. And it would blow your mind because these men have a good reputation in the community. But honey, when no one's looking, they'll try to pin you up against a wall and grope you and try to kiss you and everything. It's sickening. He could have any woman he wanted, probably. Why does he got to force himself on people? If he did. If he did. We don't know if he did. But I'm not going to call these women liars. No. I'm not going to call him a pervert right now until I learn the rest of the facts. But let me just tell you, I'm giving him the side eye. Really giving him the side eye. Power hungry sickos. Hey, those days for those power hungry sickos, those days are over of them getting by with groping women and grooming young girls. It's over with. This is a different day and time, and we're not going to stand for it anymore. We're not going to stand for it anymore. Hey, if you can't be a respectable human being, you don't need to hold a place in office. That's my opinion. Come on now. Yeah, I'm giving him the side eye, Sapphire. Giving him the side eye. Oh, my goodness. What else are we going to talk about this morning, y'all? Oh, my goodness. I am so trying to get used to this new time. I know the subscribers are trying to get used to it also. We may have to go to 10:15. 10 is early, but hey, daylight's coming earlier and the day's getting started, earlier. Uh-oh. Alleged killer who gave birth to stillborn baby to be released from jail. Oh, this is that woman that done drugs and her baby died because of it, and they charged her. Let's take a look at it. Uh-oh, I hear my little fuzzy butt bub outside my door, Smokey. Hold on a minute. He's grumping. He got locked out. Come on, sweet pea. Come on, sweet pea. Come on. Good boy. Honey, you don't lock him out of his womb. Absolutely not. You don't lock him out of the bedroom, his own house. Jesus. I love talking to my dogs, guys. I talk to them like it all the time. And we call Bubby, just for the record, Smokey is the Colonel. You respect the Colonel. Alleged killer who gave birth to stillborn baby to be released from jail. So she can get pregnant again and do more drugs and have another stillborn baby. Okay, California woman behind bars for murder will be released to a drug treatment program after her lawyer successfully argued that the state's homicide law doesn't apply to pregnant women. Well, it should. The Associated Press reports that on Tuesday, Kings County Superior Court Judge Robert Shane Burns granted Chelsea Becker attorney's request to release her from jail and transfer her to a residential treatment center while she awaits trial. Becker, 26, was arrested in 2019 for the death of her son, Zachariah Joseph Campos, according to the Hanford Police Department. Becker was using meth when she delivered the baby. The infant had a lethal amount of methamphetamine in his system. Zachariah's death was ruled a homicide, and Becker was ultimately charged with murder. 3 other children were removed from Becker's custody. Authorities said that other children were also born with meth in their systems. If they were born with meth in their systems, why did she get custody of them back? I guess she completed like some parenting classes and maybe done drug treatment classes, and they gave her kids back. Prosecutors argued that keeping Becker behind bars is a way to deter others from taking meth while pregnant. Becker's lawyer, Dan Arshak, claimed that prosecutors never reviewed the baby's pathology report, which allegedly indicated that the infant had 3 infections that could resulted in stillbirth. Yeah, it probably did have 3 infections because she was not taking care of herself, and she was smoking meth or shooting meth, snorting meth while she was pregnant. Arshak also argued that Becker wanted the baby and was heartbroken over his death, despite the prosecution's allegations that she maliciously killed her son. This was a baby she intensively wanted to have, and she remains heartbroken that it resulted in a stillbirth like any woman who has a stillbirth. Oh, I beg to differ, honey. This is a lot different than a regular woman having a stillbirth. Yeah, I'm sure it upset the girl that she had a stillbirth, but she couldn't have wanted this baby that bad if she was out smoking meth or shooting that meth, however she's doing it. God, that really pissed me off. This is a lot different than a regular person that's had a stillbirth. I'm not saying that it didn't upset this girl. That's not what I'm saying, but it's just different. The defense also argued that California law states that homicide does not apply to pregnant women. The law was amended in 1970 after convicted killer Robert Keller beat his ex-wife, Teresa Keeler, to death after she became pregnant by another man's baby. What is it, crybaby? Oh my gosh, you guys get out. Go on. Mark's up moving around. They think they're going to miss something. Okay, let's see what else. Keeler ended up giving birth to a stillborn baby after her ex told her he intended to stomp the baby out of her. Prosecutors wanted to charge Robert Keeler with murdering the baby, but the California Supreme Court tossed the charge out and claimed that a fetus is not a human being and couldn't be considered to be murdered under the statute. Well, I beg to differ. A fetus is a living human being. May not be all the way developed, but it's a living being. The Penal Code Amendment also states that the law does not apply to anyone who maliciously killed their infant with intention, including illegal abortion, and anyone who aided, abetted, or consented to by the mother of the fetus. Becker has been unable to raise the $2 million bail and has been behind bars awaiting trial for nearly 2 years. At this point, Miss Becker has experienced the longest period of sobriety in the past several months that she has had in her entire adult life. Yeah, because she don't have access to drugs. Well, let me take that back. They can't get drugs in jail. But she's been sober this long because her ass has been cuffed and stuffed. We have hope in her rehabilitation and her ability to stop choosing drugs over her children. Arshak added that they are gratified with the judge's decision and plan to move again to have the case dismissed. This case should not be dismissed, and they need to change the laws in California about fetuses. I mean, in my mind, when a baby is conceived, you find out you're pregnant, it's a living thing, right? With the soul. Am I right or am I wrong? It just really run all over me the way that they said, she's no different than any other woman that's had a stillbirth. Yeah, that's wrong. Because a lot of women that have stillbirths don't do drugs. Seems like to me she was trying on purpose to lose that baby. They said, she wanted that baby so bad. She wanted that baby so bad, y'all, that she went out and smoked meth and shot it up and snorted it. That's how bad she wanted little Zachariah. Damn, that pissed me off to see that. She cared more about getting high than her baby growing inside of her. Hey, they need to sterilize her. I hate to say things like that, but I don't want y'all to think I'm a mean person, don't have any empathy, but people like this, man, they run all over me. They don't need kids. Look at all the nice people in the world that's tried for years to have children and can't have children. Then you got people like her popping them out left and right, smoking meth, doing all kinds of drugs while they're pregnant. You know, I used to didn't agree with abortion. I'm just going to say it. Since I got into true crime, I have rethought that. My opinion has changed on that. I believe it's a woman's choice. Sometimes I think to myself, when I read about these cases of kids being abused. Like, people, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I think y'all know where I'm going with this. Sometimes these kids would have been better off, of course, if they weren't, I hate to say this, brought into the world and tortured like that. I think y'all know what I'm trying to say. Please, y'all don't get mad at me. But anyhow, I'm going to change the subject about that. Let's see what else is going on. Mark just left, so I got a little time. I think all the dogs are sitting back down. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, I want to show y'all my sloth painting. And as soon as I get my Starry Night painting done, I want to post a picture of it. Maybe I'll do a video. Let's see. Beloved realtor shot dead while selling bike to suspect he met on Facebook Marketplace. Oh my gosh, I'm always saying this. Please do not go meet people on the online to buy items or to meet up to go on dates and stuff. Unless you take someone with you, that's still not safe. Or unless you meet them like outside the police station. You cannot go meet these weirdos online to buy things and sell things to them. It's a good looking young man right here. Let me get his picture put up. My mouse is not wanting to work. Good looking young man. So this happened in Louisiana. Louisiana man is dead after police say he was shot while in the process of trying to sell his dirt bike. Joseph Bendel, 29, disappeared around 10 a.m. Sunday after he left his home in New Orleans in a black Lexus SUV to meet a man identified as 20-year-old Jalen Harvey. Harvey and Bendel connected on Facebook's Marketplace after Harvey showed interest in purchasing Bendel's dirt bike. Investigators alleged that Harvey shot Bendel inside the black SUV after meeting up at an apartment complex off of Manhattan Boulevard. Harvey then drove the victim's vehicle to New Orleans' Garden District with the dirt bike attached to a trailer. Harvey allegedly abandoned the SUV, leaving the victim inside the vehicle as he fled on the dirt bike. Investigators found Harvey after reviewing messages exchanged between him and the victim, which led them to an apartment complex. Our deputies went to the location and were able to find the dirt bike in one of the patios in one of those apartment complexes. At this point in time, they have made contact with Mr. Jalen Harvey. Killed a man over a dirt bike, and he could have got a job and bought his own dirt bike like Mr. Bendel did. He had his own Lexus and his own dirt bike because he worked for it. During questioning, Harvey reportedly admitted to shooting Bendel several times. He also admitted, according to police, that he left Bendel's body and the SUV in the Garden District. Authorities found the murder weapon inside the suspect's apartment. When questioned about why Harvey shot Bendel, the sheriff said, "I don't care what it is. I mean, a $2,800 dirt bike is not anything anybody should be shot over. He was loved by everyone and didn't deserve this," Bendel's father, Lindsay Bendel, told CBS 4. Joseph Bendel had recently obtained his real estate license and was starting his career as a realtor when he was gunned down, according to his father. Out working for a living, trying to make a good life for himself. And here comes along this thug and just robs him and shoots him over a $2,500 dirt bike. It's crazy. Get a job, people, and you can buy your own dirt bikes and your own SUVs. You can have your own money, your own life. Everybody wants something for nothing, a lot of these weirdos. People are animals. You know what? Animals are better than them, though, Cheryl T. I hate to even call them animals because animals have more sympathy and empathy and compassion than some of these weirdos we talk about. We're going to call them monsters. Pure monsters. The internet is a crazy place. You never know who you are talking to. Isn't that the truth? Boy, I have met some real weirdos on here. Hell, I had one of them send Mark a letter through the freaking mail when I first started YouTube. Told him I was having an affair with a guy online. Told him all kinds of crap. Thank God it was written like a third grader. He didn't believe any of it. First, he got mad. He didn't believe any of it. That's why I stay out of drama and stuff and try not to argue with people. These people are nuts. Sit down and wrote my man a letter trying to get me jumped onto. What if he had been an abuser? Mad over YouTube. Mad over YouTube because I had somebody on my channel they didn't like. Freaking nuts. For a long time, I've not talked about that because she harassed the hell out of me for months, me and Mark both in emails. But now, if I want to talk about it, I will because it happened to me. And it was scary, even though it was just a letter, it was scary that someone would get that mad at you over the internet and send your husband a letter. She could have got me really hurt if he had been an abusive person. If that letter had been sent to my first husband, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. People are freaking nuts on here. Let me get a drink of coffee. I also have been contacted by some real freaky people online. Yeah, I was friends with this older guy on Facebook one time. And I guess I shouldn't have chatted with him. It was innocent, but he got a big crush on me and reached out to Mark and all kinds of things. Yeah. Shouldn't have been talking to him. But he was a nice guy, and we just talked about normal things. But he got it in his head. He had a crush on me. So I stopped that crap. I don't talk to any men online that I don't know unless it's somebody from my channel or something like that. And, I've quit sharing personal things with people because a while back I shared some personal things about my life and it went straight and told to numerous people. I mean, it's just ridiculous. People's ridiculous on here. Grow up. Get a freaking life. Okay, I'm not going to get on that crap this morning. I want to show y'all my new painting I'm going to be working on. I'm going to get the picture pulled up. If you're into diamond painting, I have the best trick on how to get the wrinkles out of your diamond painting before you start. And I watched this on a video. What you do is you take a damp cloth to the back of the canvas. Lay it out flat. Take a cloth. Try to smooth those wrinkles out. Then put something heavy on top of it. The one I'm getting ready to show y'all, it was wrinkled out of hell last night. And I done the damp cloth to it, and it's straight as it can be. Hold on. I love sloths. Thank you, Sapphire. I got 2 sloth diamond paintings, and I picked this one out to start off with, but I got another one that's really, really cute. Look, it's about wrinkled free. The only wrinkles in it are just from the clear cover that's on it, the clear plastic. It's so cute. One of these days, here's what my plan is for all my diamond paintings. I'm going to get them all done and framed, and they're going to be my background when I get my own office room. I may even do it in this room. I got to get this room painted. I've been saying it for 3 daggone years. Hey, Sunny Sign. Cece, your commentary today is on point. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you. Ooh, good tip. I'm still working on my first one. Sunny Side, I'm so proud of my story night painting. All my drills are about perfect on there. I use that little tool to make sure after I put them on there that they're all lined up perfectly. But I just like probably 30, maybe a little more drills left on the story night, and it will be complete. I'm going to finish it up today. I love it. I love diamond painting. I've never been an artistic person. I can't draw crap. I can barely do cat eye eyeliner, get it on there straight. Sometimes it's not even straight. But this I can do. All you got to do is make sure you're putting the drills on there correctly. It's just so relaxing. And the paintings are beautiful. They're not tacky looking. I mean, I guess if you get one that's tacky looking, it would be, but they're really, really cute. And I've got enough diamond paintings to keep me going for quite a while. I've got, 3 Van Gogh paintings left to do and 2 sloth paintings. I love it. I wish I could have a diamond painting channel, but I don't got the time for it, and I'm not a professional. I try, but they get cricket crap. If I didn't look so bad this morning, I would show y'all this little tool. Have you got the little white tool, Sunnyside, that keeps you straightened up on the diamond painting? Crap on it. I mean, I don't look that bad here. I don't look that bad. This is the tool. Look what I got behind me, Sapphire, my sugar skull. Oh, you can't see it. I'm going to hang it up better. I just put it there. But this tool, you just take it once you get all your diamonds there, and you just kind of do it like, straighten them up and push them over, all that. Gosh, I'm looking rough this morning, y'all. See why I don't want to be on camera early in the mornings? I look rough. Anyways, I know a lot of people's been bitching about people not being on camera. Crap, I don't got time to be getting beautified every damn morning. Who wants to come on YouTube looking like crap, you know? I try to be on camera when we do our game nights or I got a guest. Speaking of game nights, Saturday night, we're going to play some more Family Feud. Cece, will there be another craft and crime night? Oh, yeah, we can do that. We can do a craft and crime night live stream. We could do it Saturday. I planned on playing Family Feud. The only thing about me crafting and live streaming is I get in the zone of putting those drills on my painting and I get real quiet. That's the only thing with that. Oh, you look precious. He said, thank you for showing us. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I went to bed with my hair all curly last night. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Thank you. Hey, people's so mean on here. I don't like being on camera unless I'm fixed up a little bit. Gosh, somebody left me the awfulest comment the other day. They said, your voice and accent makes me want to vomit. I didn't even reply to it. It kind of hurt my feelings. I was like, Jesus Christ. Yes, I was talking low in the video. I used to get up real early and do put videos together, and I'd be whispering a little bit, talking low, so I didn't wake up everybody in my damn house. And anyways, they left me a nasty comment on that Drew Peterson video. It's been getting a lot of views. I'm gonna turn the comments off on it. It needs to be redone. People's just mean. I tried to join last night, couldn't get through. Maybe I was too late. Yeah, we only stayed on there about an hour last night. It was just me, Sapphire, and Charlie Girl Says. Nobody else came to the meeting. So we stayed on about an hour and chit-chatted. And then Sapphire said she's getting off. And my tooth was hurting. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get off too. That's just, I know people are so mean. When I leave comments, I don't leave a lot of comments, but when I do, I try to uplift people, especially women. Even like people I don't like. Like one time I left, not that I don't like Critical K, she's just not my cup of tea all the time. She's a little mean spirited sometimes for me. But I left her a comment talking about how pretty her hair was. I leave comments like that. I don't know why other people can't be like that. That's what's wrong with this damn community. Everybody's mean as hell. Mean, mean, mean. Always talking about somebody, always going on somebody's looks or how they talk, or if you're a country person, you're automatically inbred. Your daddy's your mommy's first cousin or something. That kills me. That kills me. I wish there's actually more Southern people on here that did, commentary and stuff. Yeah, it was an hour after you started. My daughter came for dinner and wouldn't leave. Oh, I'm sorry you missed it. We'll do it again, though. I'm going to have a Google Meet for all the subscribers I'm going to try to do that. Not this coming weekend, but next weekend. That way, if any of the subscribers want to come and hang out with me privately, they can. We're going to have a virtual meet and greet. I'm usually always on camera on the Google Meets, and stuff. Are you Southern too, Cheryl? Don't it make you mad when people talk about Southern people being inbred and stuff? It does me. I tell you something, it really offends me is to be called a damn hillbilly. I am not a hillbilly. A hillbilly is ignorant. They wear straw hats, bibbed overalls, no shirt, and go barefooted. I'm not a hillbilly. I'm very intelligent. I just act dumb sometimes. And I got more common sense than some of these educated city-fied people. Now, that really gets on my nerves to be called a hillbilly because I'm not a hillbilly. I'm not ignorant. I'm not dumb. I'm not a racist. That's another thing. Everybody thinks people from the South's racist. There's no racist spot in my body. I cover all the cases. I don't care what skin color they are. Everybody's the same to me. When I look at these little children or any case, I don't see skin color. I see a human being that's gone missing or a little child that's gone missing. Yeah, it gets on my nerves, Cheryl, to be called a hillbilly. Which, I mean, I've not been called one in a long time, but I hear other people saying that on live streams, calling people hillbillies. Of course, I'm not going to go in and chat somewhere where they're talking about country people, me, a country person. I'm going against my own kind, as they say. I'm proud to be a hillbilly, down to earth people. I take it as a compliment, salt of the earth. Well, see, I don't take it as a compliment because they mean it as a put down. Like here, around here, or over in Kentucky, I'm in Virginia. I'm close to Kentucky, though. Down in Pikeville, they have hillbilly days. They embrace being a hillbilly. That's different than someone just calling you a hillbilly as a derogatory we call it word term. Yeah. City-fied, yeah. Hey, I love city-fied people and their accents. And I find that a lot of city-fied people are so nice and they really enjoy learning about country people's lifestyles and stuff. But I have encountered some that calls us hillbillies. Hey, warrior grandma, good morning. How are you doing? Now, I have been known to call people hicks when they act dumb and ignorant. On YouTube, I'll say that damn hick. Because some people do act like hicks on here. Yeah, for somebody to call you that, they're trying to put you down, Sunnyside. It's like different when we call, ourselves hillbillies or a hick or something. But hey, I'm not ignorant. I don't wear a straw hat and bipped overalls and go barefooted. Well, let me take that back. I do go barefooted quite a bit in my house because I can't stand to wear shoes in the house. I used to tell people, go ahead, underestimate me. We will see who comes out on top. Yeah, exactly, Cheryl T. See, I go around, I act dumb all the time. I'm not dumb. I'm really intelligent. I can't pronounce certain words and stuff like that, but I got a lot of common sense. Common sense, that's something good to have. Some of these book smart people don't have any common sense. You can't get through life without common sense, common knowledge, as my English teacher would say. Anyhow, what are y'all going to do today? I'm just going to enjoy the day. It's windy here. Probably go outside with the dogs. They've been staying out about all day and playing. I got the eggs out of the coop. I did not get to do that yesterday. I done it this morning. I probably got 30 freaking eggs in there. Well, I tell you, I got a half-gallon little black bucket, and it is full of eggs all the way to the top. I guarantee there's over 30. I would let them hatch some eggs, but, those chicks, once they hatch, would be grown. They would grow into hens or roosters, and then Sonny would be wanting to breed his own babies. So I don't know how that works with chickens. I don't know if they can breed their offspring or what, but I don't want to chance it. That little stinker has been up at the top on that top shelf inside the coop, breaking my damn chicken eggs again. That little bastard has been breaking my damn eggs and eating them. What is wrong with him? Spring cleaning and Animal Crossing. Speaking of animals, last night I was on the porch down in the woods, I heard this coyote start howling. And just a second later, the other ones joined in and they went crazy down there in the woods. I went and got Mark to listen. He's like, damn, I thought those coyotes moved on around the ridge. No, they've not. And then me and him got to talking. I was like, you know what? I've not seen no deer here in a couple of months. My yard's usually full of deer in my driveway in the mornings and in the evenings. There's no deer around here anymore. Them damn coyotes has ran them off. That's why I make sure my little goat is put up right at dark. I'm afraid they'll get in a fence with her and kill her. They'd have a fight on their hands, but a couple of them could take her down. I'm going to diamond paint and do laundry. Yeah, I'm going to do some laundry too. I'm always doing laundry, towels and Mark's clothes. He's got more clothes than anybody I've ever met in my life. Going to try to get some dusting done, and I'm going to give the Colonel a bath. Smokey. All my dogs have nicknames, y'all. Smokey, his real name is Smokey. I call him Fuzzy Butt Bubba, the Colonel, Bubbles. I call him all kinds of things. Every time I call him the Colonel, though, I think of John Wayne Gacy. People used to call him the Colonel because he owned that little chicken KFC restaurant, franchise, whatever. Oh, it's so windy here today. My silkies are inside. They don't blow. Oh, I would love to have silkies. I want a Polish rooster. God forbid something ever happened to Sonny. I don't want it to ever happen to him, even though he's mean as a striped snake. I want a Polish rooster. They are very docile. They got that crazy hair going on. They're all fuzzy. I'd love to have one. I watched a story on the Dodo of this lady hiking the Appalachian Trail. She runs into this rooster in the middle of the freaking trail, just sitting there on top of a sign. So she takes that rooster with her. And then he ended up hiking the trail with her. And then she took it to a animal rescue in Tennessee. But ever since I saw that rooster, that Polish rooster, I've been obsessed. My family's from West Virginia, and they had a hick fair in town every year. Oh, that is so cool. Now, we have something. We have Heritage Days here. We have the Fall Fling. And like I said, over in Kentucky, they have Hillbilly Days, which is a big event. There's people from across the country that come to Hillbilly Days from all over the country. It's pretty cool. I've only been to Hillbilly Days a couple times. Wouldn't want to go right now with COVID-19 going on because it's so crowded. They are beautiful, Melanie. I'm dying for one. And the silkies are so pretty. My uncle used to have some Chinese chickens. He got them Chinese chickens. I don't know if they were the silkies or not, but they kind of looked like them to me. It's been years back. I'm older now and no little ones around. I treat my dog like my child. She never talks back. I talk to my dogs all day long, Sapphire. You know, I've only got one son. He's about grown on me. He's 14 now. Of course, he's my pride and joy. But my dogs are also my pride and joy. Of course, I love my son more. Of course, it's a different love. But my dogs are like my children. That's what I was telling Mark this morning. To me, Smokey is not just a dog that we own. I don't consider us owning him. He is my first son. He is my second son. And I'm having a hard time dealing with him losing his eyesight and stuff. I really am. Because I know the clock's ticking. You know, he's probably only got a couple more years. And it's just hard. He's like my child. But Mark made a good point this morning. He said, Celeste, imagine the people that lose their children. I said, I know, you're so right. Where they dropped off Sunnyside, we get a lot here, cats mostly. Well, the rooster wasn't dropped off at my house. Kind of he was. He was the neighbors. They had a flock of chickens, and all of his flock got killed but him. And he just kind of started coming, and they really didn't feed him good and stuff. He started coming eating out my bird feeder and everything. Now, we have a bad feral cat problem here because of the older gentleman that used to live here. When he moved out, he trapped as many cats as he could. I don't know what he did with them. Then he left a lot behind, and they've had babies, and they just run wild through the woods down there on all those rocks. Coyotes has probably been hunting them and killing them. One of the cats lives with Annabelle. I did not know it till a couple weeks ago. Yes, it comes through the fence and goes. Y'all know how I got that tent over her shed she's got? Yeah, it goes under the tent and goes back there and sleeps in the straw, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all as long as it's not trying to mess with my chickens. I feed them. They're all fed, so they shouldn't mess with them. Someone's like, "Oh, you shouldn't feed feral cats," but I cannot not feed something that's hungry. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to get in touch with the Paws organization and see if maybe they can come and trap these cats and sterilize them and then release them back here because they've lived here for years now. Thank you. Yeah. Mark told me I procrastinated. I think that's the word he used, over smoking too much, but I just can't help it. Reality is setting in that I'm going to lose him, and I love that dog. Mark said I probably love Smokey more than I do him. I can't help it. We've been friends for a long time. We've been friends for almost 9 years. He was the first dog here. It's just hard. Yesterday, he walked into the entertainment center in that little propane tank I had sitting in there. Sad. I'm not much of a cat person either, Cheryl T. But I keep it an insulated doghouse at the end of my backyard just so the cats will have a place to go when weather gets bad. Oh, that's sweet of you. Yeah, I'm not much of a cat person either, but I love all animals. I got to be kind to all of them. One of the coolest experiences of my life is helping those doves get out of my chicken coop when they get trapped in there, and I actually get to touch a wild dove. I think they're called mourning doves. The back of their tail looks like it's got bluish purple on it. It's so cool. That is what I've done from the barn cats. Yeah. Well, that cat that's sleeping with Annabelle, it keeps the little field mice from getting in there and turning her feed buckets over and getting in her water. One time, I opened up Annabelle's shed and there was a mouse dead in her water. It fell in the bucket. It was sad. Threw that bucket away, of course. This never happened again. I felt so bad for that little mouse. They're so cute, but I was scared to death of them. Thanks for the prayers, Mike. I appreciate it. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. I will see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. I hope everyone eventually gets used to the new time change. I know it's hard. It's been hard for me. There's not been as many people in the chat, and it's because of the time change. I'm sorry I had to change it, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. Anyways, thanks for your support. Have a great day. Be safe, be kind, and peace.